Shea Langeliers, the ace catcher, joins us as we're having a little fun. It's really windy here today. They were going to do their drills where they fire the ball up into the air, and the catcher's got to figure out. Can you imagine in the wind today?
Yeah, that would have been really tough. Wouldn't have had a lot of fun doing that.
So how have you been since last time we talked to you?
Been good. Had a good off season. Got married.
Congratulations.
Yeah, just getting ready for this year. Really excited about it.
What a wild ride for you. You come up, it's in Arlington, you grew up in the area, you had all the family there. You finally get to the big leagues, you had the success, and then, as you said, you got married. Has there been a time where you've been able just to sit back and just reflect on what it was like last year?
Kind of, yeah. I mean, just a little bit on the honeymoon. We took a week and went to St. Lucia, and then after that, I had a week left, ready to go. So it was kind of that decompressed time that week. Spent some awesome time with my wife. Kind of just got away from everything, and then came back ready to go.
When we think about you coming up, a lot of DHing time. We didn't like that because we knew obviously the dynamic with Big Murph, but I hate young players DHing. Is it nice coming into this camp knowing that I'm getting the gear on every day, we're catching, and DH will be more of a day off type deal?
Yeah, obviously, my whole life I've loved being behind the plate. There's just an aspect of being involved in the game and staying locked in, and it's really tough. You got to find a very specific routine that works for you when you're DHing, and obviously just way easier to stay in that flow as a catcher.
And when you talk about being comfortable coming into this camp, I know there's still, I should say there's a lot of new guys, but there's still the holdovers. How much more comfortable are you? You're not coming over in a trade. You now know where to go, all the coaches and everything. Just what is it like so far?
Yeah, it's way more comfortable. Obviously, knowing the guys, knowing the coaching staff, knowing where to be, when to be there. Last year was just kind of the first couple of weeks, kind of keep my head above water, kind of getting to know everyone, know my job, stuff like that. Came into this year, different mentality. It's time to go, and we're ready to go, and we're excited about it.
And now you're going to have this entire off season compared to you come to Oakland and you're immediately playing in big league games, right? Once you get called up, and you get called up and you're trying to win games. You don't know all the guys because there's something right about being a catcher of knowing what makes each guy tick, which guy's best pitches are in what situations. Is that going to be a lot easier for you now that you're going to get to know all the guys?
Yeah, I think for sure. That's the biggest thing is as a catcher, getting to know your pitchers, know their pitch arsenal, know their personality, know how to talk to them, stuff like that. And just getting that time in the last month and a half, 2 months or so up there, getting to know those guys and what makes them tick, their pitches, stuff like that. It's just going to make it mesh way easier this year.
And how important is it to get all the early bullpens in to still kind of like learn the new guys?
Yeah, it's super important. Take that time right before the bullpen starts. Talk to them what pitches they throw, where they like to throw it. I'm always like, if you want a different target, just let me know. I want you to be as comfortable as possible, things like that, and just kind of start that relationship from there.
And who are the new guys that you've caught that you've been impressed with?
Obviously Fuji's the big one. Love catching him. Steckenrider, and then I'm catching Rasinski today. So I mean, it's just like you said, a lot of new names, a lot of new faces, getting to know everyone. Yeah. Excited to get to know that.
Take us through the process of catching and communicating with Fuji.
Yeah, I mean, it's honestly it's pretty easy. The translators they're awesome. They're awesome guys. They're easy to work with. We've had some good laughs with Fuji, and he threw a bullpen a couple days ago. He went 20 pitches, took a 2-minute break, 20 pitches, and then we just kind of hung out on the mound. Cots came over. We all had a good laugh. It's pretty comfortable. It's pretty easy.
How electric is the stuff?
It's really good. He's got some different variations of pitches that he's gonna throw when he wants to throw them, and it's gonna be exciting.
Yeah, we got to interview him when he was in Oakland for the press conference, and big dude.
Yeah,
you realize he's like, I mean, he's almost like a defensive end.
Yeah, he's a big guy. I didn't realize he was that big. But standing next to him, you definitely feel the presence for sure.
So when you talk about the offensive side, what do you think you learned in your time in the big leagues offensively, and what did you think about and you want to change coming into this year?
Yeah, I think I first got called up last year. Obviously super excited to be there. I wanted to, do as much as possible and make an immediate impact, and kind of went through those ups and downs after that. And then the last 2 weeks or so kind of started to figure it out and felt more comfortable in my approach and stuff like that. I think I'm just going to build off those last 2 weeks this year. I'm going to take that mentality into each at bat and just hopefully keep growing.
I remember talking to you at the end of the year. You didn't want it to end.
I was ready to keep going.
And how about the influence of our old friend Stephen Vogt? It'll be interesting to see him with Seattle. But what did he mean to you?
Everything. I mean, getting to know him in Atlanta the year before, getting to play with him the next year, it was very special. Stephen Vogt's he's just a great guy. He's a great ball player. He's just somebody you want to be around. He makes you smile. He makes you better as a player. He makes you better as a person. He's everything you want in a teammate.
Now, off the air, we were joking with him about stolen bases. We have you penciled in as a 2020 guy.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, you guys, so the pitchers, we can talk about from a defensive standpoint, but these pitchers are going to be freaked out about this clock. You're going to be on first. I think you got a ton of bags in you this year.
Yeah, I mean, we got used to the clock a little bit down in AAA last year. We got a couple months with it, and those base stealers really figured out how to take advantage of that. Like for Estuary Ruiz, when we played him in El Paso, he was a nightmare when he got on first base. If he hit a single or walked, it felt like a triple almost out the gate. So it's going to be a big thing this year, and those base runners are going to be really aggressive.
See, I've been wondering, like this is going to benefit. Obviously, it's not a benefit to the pitcher, but I mean, can the hitters really? Did you see the hitters? Because I know if I'm a base runner, I'm taking big leads to force you to throw over.
Mm-hmm.
Once I got you to throw over a couple times, now I got you.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm thinking as a base runner, I'm watching the clock too. I just take us through like the advantages, the big disadvantages, and the advantages.
Big disadvantage of the pitchers that like to take their times in between pitches. Those are going to be the guys that get guys are going to steal or try to steal a lot off them. Guys that move quick that actually can vary their times to home plate and they make it a little harder. Obviously with lefties, a lefty on the mound, it's a little bit harder to steal second. They can read whatever if you take off, but it's especially with righties, they're going to need to move quick in between pitches and get going so that way they can come set with hopefully more than 5 seconds left on the clock to vary their hold.
It is going to be very interesting, and we're expecting a big year out of year. Thank you so much for stopping by. Yeah. We appreciate it in the cold, but good luck today and the rest of the camp, and we'll see you back in Oakland.
Yeah, thanks for having me.